Hello everyone, Wenzeltron is back, and we're gonna do a Zagara video, as you can see. So in the last round of balance changes, Zagara was changed on all of her baseline abilities so that you lose percentage scaling early game, so you're weaker early, but in late game you have about 20% more power in all of your abilities in the late game, which is pretty cool, actually. And to me, this is Blizzard trying to turn Zagara into a backline hero, like an auto attack type style, like a Vala or something. This coincides with their changing of the roles, as you see here. So they're going to be changing them to more of kind of like what we know in the game to be like warrior, and then assassin's gonna get split up into ranged and melee, and then you're gonna get supports. And then you'll get the specialist one taken out, and also multi-class will be taken out, so that the warrior class is going to be breaking into warriors and bruisers. And then there'll also be a specific one for casters, if I didn't already mention that. So Zagara would be falling into an assassin class in the backline, which would be really cool. And as of right now, the game we're going to do is going to be an assassin build Zagara, but these redistributing of her power is basically like these first 7 talents are kind of lame. 4 is okay because you can do serrated spines, but Zagara's auto tech range is a little short, so if you don't have a target you can easily stack this off of, it's not that good. Other than that, the level 1, I've been doing Q because it synergizes with the acid slow at 7. It's not great. And then also, to me at least, so they reduced the amount of health your creep has. So, and I think if you're going to be a team fighting hero, you're not going to really have this up. So you're basically between Hydralisk, Transfusion at 13, or Spell Shield at 13. That's just whatever you feel like, you know, team comp dependent. And then 16, I'm not 100% sure what's better. It's kind of like what you think you need to do, because like W, if you get, so they're all W upgrades rather, but if you get like the increased healing, Brute Expansion might be good. Or if you're trying to just spread out your damage, you could do the Mutalisk, like this general used case. Or this was recently buffed, so it does 2.5% of the maximum HP of a hero. But I think Mutalisk is still the best. Oh, and then also on top of this build, you would probably go Devouring Maw, regardless. So kind of like old school Zagara back in like 2015. And then you'd also probably go for the upgraded Maw as well. But we'll see. So that's kind of what my thought process is here on this one. And I'm kind of glad to see this, because Zagara has always been just kind of like a lane billy. But as the game has developed, she's kind of really fallen out of it. And she doesn't really have a place. Especially because all of her abilities used to spawn minions that would soak up tower ammunition, so she's not as good at pushing lanes anymore either. So she's kind of got a lost identity. So with these changes, hopefully she'll start having a new identity again. And with that, everybody, let's jump into a game. Alright, everybody, we landed on Warhead Junction, and well, looking at the enemy team, is everybody's melee, except for Nazebo. So, this will be a decent game to try and stack up the level 4 serrated spine talent, but also a double-edged sword. This map is massive. So, odds are we're going to be stuck solo laning anyways. I also think right now Zagara is kind of, like I said, at the identity crisis. Not only in just like design principle as a hero, but also in perception of the player base. She's always been like that split push hero forever and ever. So if I'm like going off and trying to be with the team, people are going to be like, why am I not doing your job? Or the other way around. Why am I not doing my own job? So it's a little unfortunate on that side. But other than that, this game is going to test my skills and not get caught by any of the people, because if character combos me, I'm basically dead. So, with that, we'll try to do this. Sergeant Hammer's already dead. Illidan in the bottom lane. We're off to a great start, team, and our monk is doing monk things. He's caught in the zombie wall. Don't know why he just didn't zerp out of there in the beginning, but that's alright. Honestly, side note, I've been playing the monk a little bit since he got a new skin. He's got like a boxer skin with the Nexomania skin. and it's amazing. I love it. So there will be a video on that soon. He's been a lot of fun for me, and I've actually been doing Transcendence, which is like not the normal, but I actually think it feels really good. I was playing it mostly quick match, but it kind of feels like you can compete with healing. The only problem is you have to be punching things to heal. So if you can't be like diving consistently or you're getting punished, then obviously your healing won't be that great. I'm gonna try and attack Decker Kane here. So my level 1 talent is Volatile Acid. So basically that means the travel distance of my Q is increased by 50%, which is huge. And the reason I do this is that once you get the slow at level 7, it just makes it that much easier to apply it consistently. As otherwise, it feels like if you're too far out of range to use your Q effectively to like poke with it. And I think with this build, it'll feel pretty nice. At least in idea. Oh boy. There we go. My little roachling killed him, but the monk got pulled into a combo. So I'm gonna just hit the sippy cup. And as you can see, I always love Zagara's minigame with placing creep tumors. It's like my minigame with her. Because vision, I think, is underutilized in this game quite heavily. And so by you being able to constantly place your little creep tumors down, one, I place them in a sporadic way, so you overlap the concentric circles, basically, which makes it harder for the enemy team to... oh, I just get hit by that. No zombie walled me. Yes, dodge the spiders, though, at least. Basically what it does is it makes it harder... Oh, no. I just made it out. Makes it harder for the enemy team to spot them out and clear it. Even though their team has really good camp clear, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Scorpion, but it's alright. Keep dodging those scroll of ceilings, which is really good, because otherwise it would just set up Nazebo for all of the CC stuff and things. Would not be good. Kerrigan's doing Kerrigan things. Slowing her, but the monk is just fighting like a baddie. Cool, he's zerped out of there. We're just gonna keep running. I wish one of the butcher or the thrall would come down, but they're not. They're just...
Preparing for next round.
I don't do this much damage. They can't really go in.
Enemy nuke launched.
Well, I guess the team fighting idea is working because we're just team fighting constantly right now, but in a 4v1 setting, or 4v2 setting, it's not the easiest situation. So we just lost our sippy cup because they dropped a nuke. As to be expected, we are at 16 stacks of our serrated spines at level 4 here. So we're not doing too bad there. This monk is being too aggro because we need to clear the lane. And I can't, like, if I just leave this pushing in, it's no bueno. He's gonna mount up, and I'm gonna not head up top yet, because that grid is right here, along with Zebo. I thought about doing it because they weren't showing or anything, but I thought better of it. Macro play over micro. Okay, we do have the Nazebo here. I'm gonna drop the Bane. So I dropped my roaches, my drop pod on top of the wave there, so that the mini wave would stop attacking me and take aggro. It's a little fun tidbit of how those work. They do die rather quickly, but it's helpful for stalling out waves. I'm gonna drop the biopod on it. So we now do have the slow on the Q. I've noticed that I don't use this as much as I should, probably. Practicing my starter step there, even though the minion got the kill. And there we go. So, they're kind of fighting into us, which is good. And I'm doing a decent amount of damage. Nazebo's at 12k, I'm at 14k right now. And this will hopefully just keep scaling into the late game more and more. Trying to get in range of my W, but I was not. Kerrigan tried to do a reverse there, but she missed her combo. I'm just trying to keep my vision up right now as we rotate. Saw my cooldown was about to come up. I'm actually not going to leave now that there is going to be a nuke in the mid lane, and we have tons of vision. Our monk is all the way up top. Just gonna drop a pod. Other than adding the slow here, I feel like Biodrop may have a use case, but I don't think in a highly usable setting you're going to want to use that because it has a very significant tell, so the odds of you hitting it consistently is pretty low. It's mostly there as a, like, you know, a Sergeant Hammer left the game. That's good. So this game is probably not going to go well, but we're level 10 now, so we're devouring them all because we're team fighting.
Collection complete.
Maybe the hammer is having connection issues. Okay, she just died. Hi, Illidan. 3, 2, 1. Just gonna drop that and then walk on out. I'm trying to play safe right now because they have tons of dive. Illidan and Deckard are there. Oh no, it's just Illidan. That's actually kind of good for us. Okay, he used meta. And he also dodged 2 ultimates. And they got bottom for it. That's fine. It is what it is. And there we go. I don't know what the team is doing. Just a quick match fiasco. I don't know if the Butcher can actually kill him. Yeah, he's good. Malthael tried to use his ult there, but the Butcher was not in the death zone, below 33% of his HP. So it's pretty good. Alright, so what next? Well, first of all, we need to stop the bleeding, so to speak, because we're just chaining deaths, even though it's kind of even. Still, the second highest damage in the game, the Zebo is scaling quite nicely. But for the most part, our team seems to be... Well, first of all, the hammer is not doing great. I tried to use Maul there, and it didn't go off. Seems like the max range there was not so great. Just gonna try and keep poking. There we go. Illidan chased. Try to interrupt the Deckard Kane there. I mean, I got it off, but I don't think it's gonna matter. That's a kill on Butcher. I'm just trying to get my auto attacks as best as possible, but it's really hard. Because the friendly team here is not trying to kite at all. They're just basically face tanking damage when they could be like baiting things into me and stuff so that they don't die. It's just tough. It's just tough. Can't micromanage people. So, because they're so divey and we need to be doing as much damage as possible, we're going to go to the Hydralisk Transfusion to have some self-sustain in the middle of these team fights. Illidan is doing his things now, but the monk, I mean, I can't do much for him. And now Illidan will probably just chase me forever. I do have 6 seconds on my ultimate. Don't think it'll matter though. Yep, because I'll be rooted and dead. And there was also a 3v1 after the monk died. So we're at 52 stack now of our Serrated Spines, which is a, let's see, 15.6% or 15.6 more damage. Do I have my body anywhere? No. Can't bring up the character pain anymore. Feels bad. And the Zebo is probably going to get a double kill here. Very close to a double kill. He did go spider build, so that's why. Feels bad. He's gonna probably kill Hammer now too. If the Butcher actually gets this kill, I'm gonna laugh. And he got the kill. That's hilarious. So you can see how much damage that was doing, or returning to me rather, which was pretty good. Good self-sustain on that part, which is exactly what we need because of how teamfighty this all is and craziness. We're not gonna path around that way. Maybe we will. Nope, the Butcher is dead. Okay, Sundering has been used. We got Deckard out. Okay, so the Nidus, I was going to try and use my worm, the Divine Maul, but it's just out of range. All of our lanes are being pushed in right now because our team is just fighting constantly. Can't. I got a slow push going top though. Illidan is trying to escape. He's going to escape because he just used his ult. We're being just run in circles by the enemy team right now. And as for... I'm trying to think of what I want to do for 16. Like I said, Mutalisk is probably the best. But this enemy team is not grouping like at all. Like they are grouping to some degree, but not like in a traditional team fight sense. So it probably won't do as much damage in that way. Doing the percentage health obviously won't matter as much either since it's a team of assassins. So we're probably just going to try Brute Expansion. I don't know if this is what you'd want to go in the traditional team fight build, but we're going to try it anyways. Got the Nidus off. That's kind of huge because it's Deckard Cain, and he was just about to use his ult. And so he is very far forward now. Sundering was used by Thrall. We're chasing half their team right now. Malthael's now in for the team fight. Yeah, it's not turning out well because we dove underneath the tower. And he also, Bothammer is not with the team. And Butcher's dead. So, yeah. I don't know what to do here. I just queued the entire menu wave. I feel bad. Wasted all of my abilities. So I guess there's another inconsistency of why Zagara is not that great yet. We're actually going to go Fear of the Storm for this particular play session since we're losing so badly in lane. It'll just make my life easier to try and clear these things out, hopefully without dying. As we see Nazebo and friends show up. It gives me a little bit of a damage boost. Just trying to keep things at bay. Come in, buddy. Yes. Yes, be baited. Be all the baits. I really don't know why he tried to do that. Pinging my ult. Illidan's probably top lane currently. Doing the boss. Or at least thinking about doing the boss. Actually, there's 2 dead on their team right now, though. Staggered deaths as well. So we'll see. Illidan did try to do the boss. Oh, he was down here, though. Nazebo's dead. Hammer is walking the AoE. There we go. And we got a counter boss right now. That's actually kind of big. Because there's 4 dead. It's only a Deckard, so he's not going to be doing much for them. I do have a nuke still. Deckard walked right into us. I messed up my maw. Deckard is so tanky. I'm gonna get rid of it. Okay, it's fine. Going here. So that's an ult down on Deckard, which is huge. Hammer, what are you doing? She's at their base right now. Ult is yeah. Thrall just used his ult behind a wall to set up basically nothing. Okay, I'm gonna set up my trying to get onto the Deckard Cain here, but also not put myself into a bad place, like Thrall just did. Okay, now I'm officially in a bad place. He just got super healed by Deckard, and I'm going to... I don't think going the reduced cooldown was the correct choice here. I think either doing Corrosive Slide or Mutalisk would have been better. Especially with how divey they are. So let's see. Stat wise, we're doing 91k and 147,000 siege damage. That's really good. But needless to say, there are heroes in the game that can do what you're trying to do if you're being a backline Zagara much better. So right now that game is actually tied. I thought it was gonna be over. The knockback from the hammer was actually really good right there. So now we have a nuke. But whatever. All right, 39.6 extra damage now. So we're at 258. Bye, Thrall. But the monk is there with that palm. That was super nice. But sadly, I think this is going to be it for the friendly team. Because we're zoned out over there into the right side little corner pocket. That is no bueno for our team. They did waste a nuke there, though. Which is kind of good. Hi, Odin. Can you not do things to my core? Oh, he dove on me, of course. Dodge the spider jar there. Oh no, but I didn't dodge the zombie wall, but this is game regardless because we got all of them on the core. 105,000 hero damage at the end of this game. Pretty good. A lot of damage. We're going to rate it good, but looking at the stats one more time, guys. 211,000 siege damage and 105,000, almost 106,000 hero damage. I mean, that's just insane. Nazebo did 130, which is what Nazebo does once he gets to the late game. But we almost doubled. I mean, yeah, almost doubling the next 4 heroes. It's pretty crazy. So, as I said before, I'm going to link this build off of heroeshearth.com so you guys can check it out for yourselves. As I said, you could probably do Battle Drop at level 7 if you so desire, but it doesn't really, like, synergize with anything. Serrated Spine is what I go, because if you're trying to be a backline hero, I guess this makes the most sense. I don't think the other ones really do much, because it's like multi-attacks, does more damage to minions mostly, and split push, unless they're clumpy. There is a idea that if you don't go Maw, you go Nidus Network. That would actually improve your DPS because you get a battle momentum, like a cooldown reduction per auto attack on top of creep. That may be useful because you have more cooldowns to then be spamming out more things. That might be a thing. To be continued, I guess. And then, as I said, Hydralisk, because you're going to be in the team fight, want to be able to sustain a little bit better, or you go for Spell Shield depending on the spell or the team comp. I want Brood expansion there because I thought it would help to get more of these bad boys out, not so much. And then last, Fury of the Storm, because we were losing so badly into the late game there, just to help clear out waves. So you'd probably not want to do this one if you could help it. Alright everyone, so this is going to do it for the Zagara teamfight build, or at least the first pass of it, because now that I'm thinking about it, going for Nidus Network might actually be pretty good, because you get a new passive, as I said, here at the bottom. Each basic attack reduces all of Zagara's cooldowns by 0.75 seconds. That might be pretty good, because if you're trying to maximize DPS output, the problem is if team fights are fast-paced, it'll be a little bit more difficult to be on top of creep all of the time. But it kind of gives you a reason to use it. Whereas Devouring Maw is not as good as it used to be, since there's so many other abilities in the game, like Medivhs and Still Zeratul, and just other things that set up combos. So you don't really need another one of these mosh pit type alts where you want to CC as many heroes as possible. So with that, everybody, that's going to do it for this one. It was a very long recording, so there might be some cuts and skips along the way, but let me know what you guys think of this. And it is the first iteration of this build, or at least what I've been thinking about. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And we'll see you all next time.